And we are live playing Starforged. It's been 2 weeks, and at long last we have returned. There was life getting in the way, but life always finds a way back to Starforged. And back with me again is my dear friend Aaron. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing good. You must be riding a big high because yesterday you completed the playthrough of which Half-Life was it?
I did not. I actually
What?
did not. I think there's still like an hour or two left in it. It's a long game.
You
It's
should.
Black Mesa. It's a remake of Half-Life 1.
That's right. That's right. I sure wish you played along and said thanks, but that's okay. Such is life. I thought that it was the last one. That's the way it was hyped in our Twitter and stuff.
Oh, I did too. Well, I don't write the tweets in my defense.
Yes, that's fair.
Allegra writes the tweets.
Allegra was convinced you
yeah.
were going to beat it. Well,
And in their defense, it's because I told them that. But
well, we are playing Starforged. I do not lie. I simply made a mistake. Thank you very much, Parker Woodley. We need to catch up. It's been 2 weeks. What the hell happened last time? Well, last time Allegra was playing, and Allegra found themselves on Wayland Station. And Wayland Station was, we kind of set up as kind of like an alien situation. There were these doppelgangers. And we needed to repair our ship, but the people aboard Wayland Station didn't really want to help us until we took care of their doppelganger problem. So we investigated, and Nikata discovered that in where the engine core is, that's where these doppelgangers had their hatchery. Their eggs were there. And rather than destroy these things, which any sensible person would probably think it was the right thing to do, Nikata decided, you know what, I'm going to take a little clutch of these doppelganger eggs, and I'm going to try to find them a new home. And they do that, and the tribe found out, and the tribe got very angry and kicked Nikata out of the leadership position.
you don't mess with the Tribbles.
Don't mess with the Tribbles. That's what I said last time, for sure. The problem then was that we needed to find a new leader. Nikata got into some other trouble when they tried to, deposit these eggs on an asteroid or whatever. But anyway, we have to create a new leader. Now, the only stipulation was that this leader excelled in Shadow. Their highest stat would be Shadow. So the first thing we got to do, Aaron, is create this character. Now, I've created a character sheet that you should be able to see that just says new character. We will come up with this person's name. But we have to fill out the rest of the attributes first. So the first attribute, Shadow, has the highest score of 3. You can fit 2 2s and 2 1s into any of the other stats. What's it going to be?
2 2s and 1 1.
2 1s.
2 1s.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's not enough. That's not enough ones.
No, you can't have a 0 score.
Let's see. I feel like we haven't had a character with a lot of wits in the past, and I feel like since Nikata just really, I think the Ironlanders are probably sick of this shitty leadership, so we should probably add 2 to wits.
2 to wits, all right.
And then maybe I'm thinking 2 to heart. Let's design a super leader here. So we got 2 to wits and 2 to heart, and then the edge and the iron we will apply the 1s to.
Our Mayday players love heart. They always want to roll with heart. Okay, we have decided that these are our stats. So iron and edge, which are the combat stats, are the least effective. So we got to keep that in mind as we make this person.
We're going for they're a Captain Picard type. They don't go on the away missions.
Captain Picard, if his strongest attribute was Shadow, which means lying, deceiving, trickery, that kind of thing.
I'm just saying, that guy can fuck around.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, we've decided the attributes. Let's now choose your assets. Now, you have a ship. That's one asset. We have 6 experience points that have been brought over from Nakata. We decided that last session. You could upgrade the ship if you want, but you may also choose 3 assets. These assets are... Maybe I just call them out to you, or we can roll for them. There are a lot of them, and I should have counted before we played how many there were.
Maybe we just roll for it, because I feel like the whole episode is just going to be you reading out assets.
11, that's fair. I'm just going to count them real quick. 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 35, 26, 27. Yeah, there's like at least 50. Roll a d50, and we'll see what we get.
Okay. D50. Is that even an option?
Well, you can do / roll, and then just d50, and it'll just roll a d50.
Okay. In the... Okay.
Yeah, in the chat. In the dice.
Oh, my Roll20 blew up.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Here, I'll roll it for you in the meantime. /
That would be helpful.
roll d50. And... Oh, interesting. Okay, it kind of froze for me too for a second. 18 is the first asset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18. Explorer is what was chosen. Let's see. There we go. Okay, here's the path. So, Explorer. When you explore a waypoint, take a +1 on a hit. When you finish an expedition, score a hit, mark 1 extra tick on your Discovery's legacy track. So exploring a waypoint and finishing expedition are good for an explorer. This is one of the 3 possible options we can choose for this path, by the way, and we can always upgrade this. When you come across a wondrous sight or phenomenon, such as an extraordinary planet, you can either find inspiration or soak it all in. They boost your spirit and that kind of stuff. And then finally, when you secure an advantage by studying a new place, you can add +1 and +1 momentum on a hit, on a strong hit, or a match, take another 1 momentum. So if you look at the character sheet under assets, you should be able to see that this thing exists. Which of those 3 options do you think you want to have for this explorer? Very much like Captain Picard, I will admit.
Assets. Site when you explore a waypoint. I think that we probably... You know what? I'm thinking the last one. When you secure an advantage by studying a newfound place from a safe position, add +1 and take... Yeah, that's a lot of stuff you get with that.
Okay.
On a strong... Yeah, let's go with that one.
So just remember, as a character, that you're going to want to secure an advantage and you're going to want to, like, scope a place out, basically. That's like kind of this guy's...
We want a thinker here.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. All right, that's our first asset. We can add another asset. Roll another T50. I really hope you don't roll high.
Why? What happens if I roll high?
Because I have to count a lot. I'm having to count all of this. I know that bounty hunters...
They're not numbered?
They're not numbered.
No, that's stupid. 24.
20. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gunner. Let's
okay.
See, let's see what it says here. There it goes. It should be visible to you right now. Would you mind reading
I can see it.
The options?
Yep. It says, if you wield a heavy-ranged personal weapon, 1, when you strike, choose 1. Pin them down, add +1, and take +1 momentum on a hit. Make them hurt, mark progression on a hit. Option 2 is when you take decisive action by emptying your gun. Decide before rolling. You may sacrifice resources and re-roll 1 challenge die. If the fight continues or you are caught up in another fight, check your gear to see if you have more ammo on hand. Option 3, give your favorite gun a name. When you clash with it, add +1. When you enter the fray or endure stress while wielding it, add +1 and take +1 momentum on a hit. Those are all insane.
Yeah, I mean, now here's the thing, is that edge is our lowest stat, or one of them. I mean, this guy's gonna love to shoot, but he's not gonna hit much.
I feel like so I think he's a spray and pray type, in
Uh-huh.
which case we want option number 2,
Gotcha. So you're going to
which
select
involves an advantage when you empty your gun.
Gotcha. So when you take decisive action, which is a combat move, when you're in combat and you take decisive action, you can have this option. So there is, Ghost of Eli is asking, is there a companion option? And there is. So if you wanted, you could choose a companion as opposed to a path. But you could also choose, let's see, there's also like a hold on, let me see what this Voidborn is. No, that's also a path. Uh-oh, I don't know why. I'll remove it. Would you like to choose something other than a path? Or would you like something like a companion?
Captain Picard isn't much one for companionship,
True.
so let's go with the path.
Alright. Roll another... this is now I'm realizing there's not 50 paths. There's actually, they're all like chunked up together. So let's see, Bannersworn was 10, Firebrand was 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, so there's 37, so roll a d37.
What would that even look like? 37-sided die? 15.
A 15. Okay. So 10 was Bounty Hunter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Devotant. Devotant. So there's a name, I'm assuming for a god or something, a linked stat. And it says you worship a god, a power, or an entity. Give it a name and choose one of your stats to represent its nature. When you secure an advantage or gain ground by calling on it for guidance, you can have +1 and +1 spirit on a hit. The other option is when you swear an iron vow in service to this faith, roll plus linked stat. Okay. On a strong hit, mark progress. When you fulfill your vow on a divine quest, you can add even more to it. And then when you hearten through contemplation or sharing of your faith, you may roll plus the linked stat. If you do, take +1 spirit or 1 momentum on a strong hit.
So I want to go with the first one.
Okay.
And I want him to worship the space whale that we murdered.
All right. What is this religion called?
I think there was probably a faction of Ironlanders that were so disillusioned by Nakata's action in killing the space whale that they started worshiping space whales because, just like it's, they hated Nakata, so they worshipped Nakata's enemy. The point is I want them to worship whales.
Yeah, maybe you might have missed this, but this character kind of led the character assassination of Nakata. He or they were the most like, we need to replace Nakata.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
The name of this religion or belief, is it the Space Whalians or
Whaleism?
Whaleism. Okay.
Yes.
So the name's Whaleism. What is the linked stat that you want to use when gaining ground or securing an advantage?
And oh no. I thought that's not compensatory, huh?
When you gain ground, well, I mean, you could use Shadow effectively, and
yeah,
have a +3.
Shadow. Yeah, we probably want to use our highest stat,
Okay.
so Shadow.
All right, got it. So we want to choose that first thing about securing advantage and gaining ground. Be aware, though, that you did select under Explorer also secure an advantage or something like it. I think they're both for different situations, so I think you could keep it if you wanted.
Do they stack?
Not really. It's kind of one situation or another. You can either secure an advantage with a bonus if you're like scoping out a new place, or you can roll with Shadow when you're securing an advantage by calling on its guidance or blessing. So I don't think you can be like, oh, help me, great space whales, while I scope out this place and stack it. You know what I mean?
I think, yeah, they're both situational. I think this character is going to be doing a lot of securing an advantage. Let's just keep them both. I just want to make it harder for whoever's going
Of course. Always the path of chaos. Paint for me who this person is. An explorer with a big gun who is devoted to space whales.
Yeah, I think let's he's a cross between Han Solo, Captain Picard, and the guys that hunt the worms in Doom.
And the Fremen, I believe, they're called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, their highest attribute is shadow, so how do you justify that? Is it that they are more shady, or is it that they just hide well? Like, they're stealthy? Where does this shadow...
I think they're just sneaky, They, like, if you're going to scope a situation out, you don't want to be seen while you're scoping the situation out, so I think they're just really careful.
And they obviously scoped out the situation and saw the opportunity to seize power from Nakata.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, they're crafty and they're sly. Yep.
Crafty and sly. I'm putting it officially in as their lore. So let's keep that in mind as we proceed with this character. Shooting the gun may become necessary, but they're going to try to outsmart everyone else first, I think, by deception.
But when it's time to shoot that gun,
yeah,
they are shooting that gun.
Spraying and praying is what they'll be doing. Someone in chat, I think it was who said it here.
Eli said that's just a Republican.
Right. The gun padre. The gun padre is what she called you. Okay, so we have our character. We have decided. We haven't decided their name. I know that I think that there's a character name generator in the rules. Let me look here real quick. Choose your final assets, which we did. We should also spend these 6 experience points that we have. So, when you spend experience points, you can either increase a current path, add a new option by spending 2, or you can add a new asset by spending 3. So you could have a companion or something else, or you can gain another path by spending 3, or you can just dump 2, 4, 3. You can improve 3 of these assets.
I think we probably want to go the improvement option.
Yeah, makes sense. You have the option if you wanted of improving all 3 of these assets by 1.
I think so. I think, yeah, let's add the tick to all of them.
Okay, which ones under each do you want to select?
So, okay, I'll start with Gunner. Let's see, when you strike. When we give, let's go with the name of the gun.
Yeah, for sure.
Option.
And of course,
that sounds hilarious.
And what is the name of this gun? This holy weapon?
The name of the holy weapon is Beluga.
Beluga. I feel like there's like a blew up gun. There's something there. Beluga.
Maybe like that cartoon sound where it's like Beluga. And it's like an alarm. That's how he says it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the 1 point in Gunner.
Okay, and then we'll do the Wondrous Sight one, because hopefully we will in Under Explorer.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Hopefully we
I like
will
that.
come across some wondrous sights.
Exactly.
And then let's see.
And then finally under Devotant.
I think when you hearten through contemplation or sharing of your fate, you may roll +link stat.
Awesome. We have spent our experience. I'm going to remove it and put it under spent. And just to go over with you finally some of our vows and such, we have 2 main vows. One of them that could be thrown out right now by our fearless new leader, but there is find a new home for the Ironlanders tribe, which we're kind of just giving to everybody, and the progress is being kept. We have 2 progress in that, and there is get to the next Stargate, or the next sector of space, because this one feels a little too crowded. And we've made a little bit of progress on that. What is the pronouns of our character?
Let's roll for it. What do we do? Do we do 3? I think we do.
We could say he 1, she 2, they 3.
Okay. Let's roll a D. 1d3.
A 15.
Oh, that.
One.
It says 1. It says 1.
Him. Does he have a call sign? Do they have a call sign?
Does
like a
he have a
nickname?
call sign?
Father? Padre?
Yeah, I'll give that to Eli. We'll call him Padre.
All right, Padre, I like that. And the new character, does anything come to mind? Otherwise, we have to roll for it, which means I have to name your character, page 101. Let's see if they have a thing here. Let's see. Name your character. If you need inspiration, use the character name Oracle on page 171. Roll a, let's see, character name. Interesting. Roll a d100. Let's see what we get.
Rolling a d100. 45.
45. So, given name, Joran. Family name, Nadir. Call sign, Hellion. Those are the options.
Ooh, I like Nader. If we
Nader?
pronounce it Nader, like the direction on a ship, Nader is down, Zenith is up.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's cool. Let's go with
Nader. Nader
That's
sounds
good.
cool. He goes by Padre, and I think we've kind of thought of everything here in terms of what they are. Now, the Starship has not been upgraded. Nakata gave it a upgrade, but I do want you to look at the Starship section here. There's 3 options. When you advance, you may spend experience to equip this vehicle with module assets. When you finish an expedition, you and your allies may add a tick to your legacy track, which will get you experience quicker. Or when you withstand damage, you may roll plus heart, and if you do not endure stress, on a weak hit or a miss.
We have to pick one of those. Is what you're
I'm
saying?
giving you the option if you'd like to change it, other than whatever the currently selected one is.
Yeah, I don't know. That first one that's checked seems pretty essential.
Did
So
we?
we
I
should probably
forgot if
stick
we
with
named this ship. I can't remember at all. Eli, if you remember what we named this ship, let us know in the chat. But I can't remember what it is. Anyway, I think we're done. I think we've created this character. Now we can get to the plot, to the thick of it. It only took half an hour. Let's have you roll a d100, and we are going to roll for a Spaceborne Peril. As I promised would happen.
88.
88. Here we go. Troubling visions or apparitions.
Ooh.
You have troubling visions or apparitions. So, Aaron, Nader has just won the election. He is now the leader. We are leaving Wayland Station having had our ship repaired. Paint the picture. What happens next, and how does this Spaceborne Peril affect the ship? Or just Nader.
Let's go classic, like, abstract energy field that for some reason everybody thinks it's a good idea to pass through when it's very easy to go around. And when we go into this space cloud, it's like, I don't know, it's radioactive or something, and everybody starts seeing those crazy visions.
Start having
and it's
weird
like
dreams.
that episode of Star Trek where Sulu is running around without a shirt on fencing people.
I love the Star Trek references. Keep them coming. But okay, so this happens, and what are the visions? What gets seen? Do you want to roll for that, or do you have an idea?
Yeah, it's a bunch of space whales getting harpooned. It's very frightening.
So, I mean, that to me says, like, anger, retribution, revenge. The whales are upset.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And we intend on everybody is probably going to interpret it through a very religious lens.
Sure. Well, I mean, at least Nader. I don't know how religious everyone is on the ship.
He's imposing it on everybody else now.
Squishums, thanks for following us. So what's Nader's first thoughts and actions? What does he do I guess my question to you first is, do you want to keep the vow, get to the next Stargate or sector?
Yes. It's important. You have to keep at least one campaign promise. So yes.
Okay. I don't think that was the name Parker Woodley of our ship, but I will continue waiting for the answer. Maybe we'll have to vote for it.
That can't possibly be it, but that's definitely a strong contender, Parker.
So Nader wants to continue with the plan of getting to the next sector, but how does he interpret these visions?
So do we think that the question I think is, do we think they're real?
We can ask the Oracle.
Is it like, yeah, why don't
All right. How likely do you think it is that he believes these are real?
You know what? I'm gonna go. I think probably 60 pro, 40 against.
All right, so he's likely to think that these are real. So that means I just have to find the Oracle table. Oh man, it's always such a pain to find these. Let's see, Peril, Space Encounters. It's supposed to be on page 133. Common symbols. Let's go to the end here real quick. There it is. Okay, ask the Oracle. If it's likely 26 or greater, roll a d100, 26 or greater, it is likely that he believes these visions mean something important.
Okay, D100. Here we go. 10.
Okay, so it means he does not believe these visions mean anything.
That's too bad.
Now here's what I'm...
yeah, that's good.
Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe... You know, he has these visions, he thinks it's something. Maybe he speaks to KB, the artificial intelligence, and KB explains, yes, we just passed through a nebula that seems to be... However, if I was Nader, I would continue to use this to my advantage and maybe lie and tell everyone, yes, the whales want something from us.
This is a religious oligarchy now. You believe what I tell you to believe, damn it.
The reign of Nader begins. So, okay, Nader has this idea of this is how I can control the population. What do you do with it? Do you gather everybody? Do you say anything? You know, how do you use this to your advantage?
Yeah, is there like an observation deck or something?
Sure.
Yeah, we're having this like a Sunday service, like a Hellfire preaching Sunday service in the observation deck.
So you start obligating all the Ironlanders to meet up every Sunday.
Yes. First thing at like 5 in the morning, like obnoxiously early.
And you explain to these folks that that these visions mean something. Do you have an edict or a plan of some kind or something you need to? Or are you trying to get something through this?
I would say not explicitly. I think this is step 1. Well, step 2 technically in Nader's master plan to institute authoritarian rule over the Ironlanders.
Okay. I think maybe you are trying to, let's see, I'm looking under, there's an option of confronting chaos, but that's not it. You are trying to maybe develop your relationship or when you reinforce your relationship with a connection by doing any of the following: test your relationship through conflict, betrayal, or circumstance. Either of these options, we'll just say this. You're testing a relationship. If you roll well, you get to develop that relationship, which would make you just that much more of a, secure leader, right? Like you would secure your place that much more.
Yeah, and this is a good time to be doing that. So let's do that.
When your relationship with a connection is tested through conflict, betrayal, or circumstance, roll plus heart. If you share a bond, add +1. So you can definitely roll plus heart +1. Oh,
miss!
Heyo! On a miss. Or, if you have no interest in maintaining this relationship, choose one. Lose the connection, envision how this impacts you and pay the price, or prove your loyalty, envision what you offer or what they demand, and swear an iron vow to see it done. Until you complete the quest, take no benefit for the connection. If you refuse or fail the quest, the connection is permanently undone.
Well, we can't let it be permanently undone.
Right.
You gotta give these people something to believe in.
I mean, I could say, it says lose the connection, envision how this impacts you, and pay the price. We could just pay the price and see what the results of this is. Like, maybe people believe you, but something dangerous happens, you know?
Okay, let's pay the price. Let's see what the first threat to my authoritarian regime is.
Okay, roll a d100 and let's pay the price. We'll find out.
Trying to run a tight ship here. These people they just don't want to work, Sergio.
They just don't want to work.
That's what it is. They just don't want to work.
They don't want to listen to
It's
their
a 40.
betters. You got a 40. The environment or terrain introduces a new hazard. Perhaps, you're trying to really sell this whole space whales want retribution thing, but something happens. You enter another nebula, or you enter some kind of dangerous situation.
You know what I think happens? Nader's in the middle of doing all of this grandstanding, and then right when he's about halfway through the speech, the ship exits the nebula or gas cloud or whatever, and everything behind him just kind of flickers and stops like a broken TV or something.
Okay.
And he keeps talking while everyone is looking behind him at the fact that everything he's talking about literally just disappeared, like it was some kind of an illusion. He doesn't realize it, and he just keeps talking.
I see. So he makes a fool of himself publicly because everybody realizes kind of at the same time that, oh, no, this was just an effect of the nebula.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I think that Nader should probably make a suffer move, because the last thing someone who is so devious as him would want is to make a fool of himself. I think you should endure stress for this. When you face mental strain, shock, or despair, you will suffer -1 spirit for a minor stress, -2 for serious. I think this is a -1. This is an ego loss. Roll either... So first of all, reduce your spirit to 4.
Done.
And then roll either spirit or heart, whichever is higher, but I think spirit is higher.
Spirit is higher.
Okay, roll spirit, and let's see how you do.
Weak hit.
That's a weak hit. Here we go. On a weak hit, if you are not shaken, which you are not, you may lose momentum -1 in exchange for +1 spirit. So you can reduce your momentum by 1 and not lose that 1 to spirit.
That seems like a no-brainer.
Okay.
Momentum's easy.
Momentum goes to 1, spirit goes back to 5. Nader has thick skin. This is not a big deal. This is just one misstep in his grand plan.
Every
right?
administration has a bump in the road.
Unfortunately, this is a minor one. So, we've gotten past the space peril, and we are on our way to what we know is the next Stargate. We need to either undertake the journey or continue this journey, or you can do something else if you'd like. What is the itinerary for Nader?
Let's fulfill those campaign promises. Let's make straight for that next gate.
Okay, you are going to make the move. Let's see, I believe it's Undertaking expedition. Yeah. Are you moving at speed, under the radar, or vigilance, or using vigilance?
What does using vigilance entail?
Wits. Under the radar is shadow, moving at speed with edge.
We'll go under the radar.
Okay. How does the ship move under the radar?
Well, do we have any kind of stealth systems? Can we pump liquid through the hull or something?
I would say no. I mean, maybe KB gives you a couple of options, and one of them is more populated than the other. One of them is less populated than the others, and maybe you decide to go the less populated route, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll go the less populated. Yeah, trajectory.
Okay.
Cool.
Roll with shadow. Remember your assets. I don't think any of them have any useful. Oh wait, no. One of them does as an explorer. No. Oh, no, just when you explore a waypoint. Oh, but you don't have that selected either. So it's just hearten and secure an advantage. Okay. You're rolling +3 to undertake an expedition using your shadow.
It's a weak hit.
All right, weak hit. On a weak hit, you reach a waypoint, envision the location and mark progress, but this progress must cost you. You have to either make a suffer move at -2, or make 2 -1 suffer moves, or face a peril. And a peril, you just roll a d100 and we find out what happens.
Let's face a peril.
I like
Bring
facing
it
a
on.
peril. I like facing a peril too. Let me go to your vows here. We're going to make a little bit of progress. That is 2 more boxes of progress. Is it? No, it's actually 3. This is a dangerous quest. I forgot about that. Okay. All right, what did you roll? Roll that d100.
Oh, right.
Yes, mirrored Ankh, similar to Apocalypse World, using action dice versus... Well, I forget the names they use, but the d10s are the dice... Or, yeah, 2 d10s versus the d6. So, you rolled a 49.
That's right.
Let's see... I forgot what I was doing. We're doing a peril, right? 142. You find a... Oh, no. We have to decide our waypoint first, I think. I'm all mixed up now. So we have... Let's see. Walk me through what just happened. I don't know why I've just completely blanked on what we just did. We rolled to explore the waypoint. We got a weak hit.
Yep.
And then... Hold on. Let me go back to... What...
Were we rolling to explore the waypoint, though, or were we just...
Well,
I thought we were
we had-
rolling just to get to the next objective, which was the Stargate.
Yes, and we made progress, but it's a weak hit, which means we reach a waypoint, but there's
Right.
a issue at
Yeah.
that waypoint. So maybe we
Got it.
decide what that waypoint is first. Let's go to... Where are the waypoints?
Gonna be like a rogue moon.
Ooh, sure. I like the Rogue Moon. Let's see if there's any kind of ways to further define it. Jovian world. Well, I guess we can decide... Let's see. I'm rolling planets here. We could roll a planet and decide, like, what it is. Roll a d100. And we'll just say that it's a moon instead of a planet.
Rogue moon, rogue planet, same thing.
It's a furnace.
23.
So what's listed here is a furnace world, which I would assume is like, Mustafar, just like lava. So it's a rogue moon that is somehow like molten.
Like Io. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Oh, so there is a moon
Yep.
that's like that.
Yep.
All right. So we have this rogue burning moon, but there's a problem of some kind. Let's maybe...
Okay.
If you have an
Maybe
idea,
it's
go
like
ahead.
like Io. So if that's the case, and it has like a lot of volcanic activity. Maybe it's like pulling up a big. I think sometimes Io has like plasma discharges or
Okay.
something. So maybe it's something like that.
And because it's rogue, we kind of don't see it in time, and we have to maneuver around it. Sounds like we have to face danger here. Right? That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are going to do that. Let me pull up that move. Facing danger. How are you facing danger? What stat are you using? I know you want to use Shadow, but
could we use Shadow to try to like dodge if it's some kind of like flare up or
in the case of
discharge or
facing
something?
danger, the explanation is you are facing danger with deception, stealth, or trickery.
That doesn't really work.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Unless you can think of a way to.
No.
Can
I
you
can't think
deceive
of
a
way to.
moon?
Yeah. If
Otherwise-
it's somehow sapient, which
I
would be an
mean,
interesting twist.
if you'd like, we can ask the Oracle.
No, that's too far fetched.
You don't want Ego, the sapient planet. All right, your other options are heart and wits. If you roll with heart, with resolve, command, or sociability. With wits, with expertise, focus, or observation.
Well, then I think it'd be wits. Like maybe it's like they see it coming far enough in advance that they can like map the trajectory of the discharge or something and plot like come up with an orbital path
I like that.
to avoid it.
Roll plus wits, and let's see how you do.
Strong hit.
Nice. Our first strong hit. On a strong hit, you are successful. Take +1 momentum. So increase that momentum by 1. And
For whatever reason, the Ironlanders are really good at orbital mechanics.
yeah. Well, if you recall, the reason is because KB has taught you like everything you need to know about how to run the ship, right? So you plot the trajectory correctly. You get away from this rogue moon. You face that, that little bit of trouble in this waypoint. We can continue on if you'd like.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You are going to continue exploring. Where is it? Undertaking an expedition. Again, are you rolling with Shadow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead and roll
Why
with Shadow.
would I do anything else? Weak hit.
Weak hit. Yeah, Mirrored Ankh, we enjoy the sci-fi stuff too. We really enjoyed Iron Sworn, which was more of a fantasy setting, but it's really easy to come up with stuff in Starforged. I guess maybe just because we all love sci-fi here. Mirrored Ankh subscribed. Thanks so much, Mirrored Ankh. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, weak hit. Let's see what happens on a weak hit. Oh, basically the same thing that happened last time. We will mark progress, which will go... It'll take our vow up another 2. We now have 8 out of 10. I think we could probably roll to end this in the next round if you wanted to. And
yes, I think so.
But first, we have to either suffer or face a peril.
Let's face another peril.
All right.
I like facing perils.
Roll a d100 for me.
54.
54. Old repair or patch fails. An old repair or patch fails.
Ooh. Like how bad? That can be really bad potentially.
That
could be like really, really freaking bad.
We can either face danger to find out or ask the Oracle to find out.
If we can roll for what part of the ship it is that breaks, let's roll. Because if I pick what it is, I'm picking anything other than hull, and there should be a chance it's hull.
All right, so what are our options? Let's count it out. There's the hull, there's the engine, there's the life support. What am I not thinking of? Let's pick like 6 total, and I've got 3 right now.
What's the name of the AI again?
Okay, the AI, KB.
Rogue AI.
Yeah,
that
we need a ship
pretty
break.
Fucking scary.
Right, we need a ship break dice, says Eli. I agree. The rudder is not an option in space, I don't think.
No, that's wrapped under the engine. Well, I guess there could be a problem with the maneuvering thrusters.
True. All right.
And we can't make like we were having trouble making course changes.
Engines work, but the maneuvering doesn't. And then we've had problems in the past with the healing, like the medic bay and stuff.
Okay, sure.
All right.
So let's go with those.
Life support is definitely part of that for oxygen. Roll a d6.
D6?
Yeah, roll a d6. 2.
2.
First one I said was hull. The second one I said was engines. And
engines is a good option.
Yeah, and funny enough, we have had problems with the engines in the past.
It's way better than losing atmosphere.
All right, so the ship just suddenly kind of comes to a stop. We have to fix this. At least I certainly think all the Ironlanders would look at us as like, all right, we got to fix this.
Now, here's the other thing. Does the ship rely on acceleration for gravity?
I would say that it's probably still accelerating in some sense.
No, it's not. There's no engines. You have no acceleration.
Yeah, but if you're going 100 miles an hour in space...
That's velocity.
Okay.
That's velocity.
Well, that's what I mean, is the velocity continues.
Yeah, but you still don't get gravity from that.
Okay. All right, so you're saying that we lose gravity.
Unless they have some kind of like sci-fi hack that says they can generate gravity fields or whatever. Yeah, they're relying on acceleration for gravity.
All right, so everybody starts floating.
Yep.
All right, how do we solve this problem?
Well, I imagine that Nader is probably not the guy fixing the
Mm-mm.
engines.
You want to try to
but
inspire
maybe-
the guys that are trying to fix the
Yeah.
engines?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
maybe you are trying to compel somebody to do the right thing and fix these engines. Let me look at the moves here. There's compel, there's secure an advantage, there's gather information. Probably compel makes the most sense at this point. Right?
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
All right. Are you trying to charm them, in which case you'd roll heart, threaten them, in which case you'd roll iron, or lie and swindle them, in which case you'd be rolling shadow?
How would I swindle them in this case? Maybe can I say that I'm going to give them a promotion if they get it fixed quickly, when in reality I have no intention of giving them a promotion?
Yeah, you promise them the earth and back. Just fix this as quickly as possible. Roll plus shadow. I hope you roll well. Oh,
Strong
okay. Paint the picture for me. How do these Ironlanders fall for it?
I think I'm offering them to here's what I'll do. I'll bet that Nader has some kind of probably has the best quarters on the ship or whatever. And he's like, hey, if you fix this engine really fast, if you do a really good job, I'll let you have my quarters.
That's brilliant.
My quarters.
That's
but they want those quarters.
Right. Well, they certainly react, yes, okay, absolutely. They've probably been sleeping in the cargo hold. So this person goes to do this. Now, we'll call this compel evidence that it goes well, right? They fix the engines. If it was a weaker hit, maybe there would be more complications, but I think we solved the problem, and the engines come back on, and everyone's happy, and Nader, his head isn't chopped off for another day. We have 8 out of 10 on this goal of getting to the Stargate. You can roll on it now, or you can continue to undertake an expedition in the hopes of getting 10 out of 10.
Let's take a little bit of a risk. I mean, we're high up there. Let's just roll for it.
All right.
What happens if we fail the roll?
If you fail the roll, well, let's look. Let's see. We're going to go to fulfilling your vow. Well, it's more like we're reaching a destination. Let's finish an expedition. On a miss, your destination is lost to you, or you come to understand the true nature and cost of the expedition and envision what happens next. You basically have to pay the price.
Okay. So, yeah, let's roll for it.
All right. You are going to roll 2d10, and you are hoping that it is under 8. At least one of them. That's 1. Okay. So, wait. That's weird. Never mind.
It changed from 8 to 10. Did you see that?
It just looks like you rolled 3 times.
Oh.
So I guess no matter what way no matter what way we fix it, it still would be a weak hit.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say it's a weak hit, and on a weak hit, you reach your destination, or you complete your survey. You may mark a reward on your Discovery's legacy track, but you face an unforeseen complication at the end of your expedition. Make the legacy reward 1 rank lower and envision what you encounter. So, under legacies, this is finding the Stargate a discovery or more part of a quest?
I think it's more part of a quest. I mean, I imagine it's not uncharted territory.
Sure. And that was a dangerous challenge. So instead of making 2, we're only going to make 1, which means it's now an X. Okay, that's it. Done. Figure that out. We need to figure out the complication. First of all, you were actually you were with me on the last Stargate, right? You found the last Stargate.
Yes, I was. I did.
Is there something different about this Stargate? Do we want to roll to determine what the complication is, or maybe there's something going on?
I mean, hopefully the door is unlocked.
Maybe the door is unlocked. Maybe there's something going on, a skirmish or something.
Ooh, who would be skirmishing, though? Maybe like 2 of the different corporations?
Possibly. There is the planet Enoch, which I think is pretty much owned by the Jungle, and they are fully stocked. We didn't want to land on Enoch, and there was Wayland Station. Those were basically the two main locations. There's also the Relic, which is a vault that orbits Enoch. That's kind of the ecosystem here. So it would either be pirates or one of these factions, kind of.
Space pirates.
We did previously deal with space vampirates. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, but were those good, clean, pure, clean space pirates?
I think they were pretty awesome. They were space vampirates who loved Nakata. It might be kind of funny if they were waiting for us at the Stargate.
Yes! They're gonna wait, is Nakata still living, or did
Nakata is alive, yeah. Nakata is pretty much hated by the entire tribe, but they are alive.
Maybe she's looking to defect.
So we get to this waypoint, and there is an armada of space pirates. Or is it just one ship?
You said armada. It's an armada.
Roll a d100, 51 or greater, there is an armada. Armada, Yumada, Himada. 24.
So it's a 24.
Just the one ship.
It's too bad. An armada would have been fun.
There's just the one ship that chased us from the previous sector, I believe. Yeah, I think it was in a different sector. They are waiting for us at this Stargate, and I would assume they're not particularly friendly, although one of them is in love with Nakata. What do you think their demands are? What do they want?
They want Nakata.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
They also, I mean, they're vampires. You know, they might want our blood as well as our supplies.
They want Nakata and some blood.
So they probably just want to board our ship. You know what I mean? They want to take us back.
Yeah. They probably, yeah. It's probably an all or nothing type of situation,
right.
huh?
So here's, I think here's the situation Nader finds himself in. With a fully recovered fixed ship, do you engage in combat, or do you try to escape through that Stargate before they can get you?
If I were to...
And you could have both options.
Yeah, if I were to attack them, is there any way that I could try to secure an advantage?
Yeah, let's look at your assets. What's it say here? When you come across a wondrous sight, that's not necessarily the option, but when you secure an advantage by studying a newfound place from a safe position, add +1. All right, so first let's roll to find out if you have a safe position. Like maybe you get to the Stargate, but you're able to hide behind something, right? Let's decide that. So, I guess you could ask the Oracle, 51 or greater, yes, you do have an advantage, or you could try to secure the advantage. No, you can't do that. Let's roll a d100, 51 or greater, you are able to study from afar. That's a success.
94.
You're going to secure an advantage next, add +1, and let's see how you do. So +1 to your secure an advantage.
Okay, and I'm rolling that with...
I just realized you probably want to know what that is. Let's see. Well, are you rolling with Edge, Heart, Iron, Shadow, or Wits? If you roll with Shadow, it's Deception, Stealth, or Trickery. Stealth counts.
So, and then, yeah, and it's all about security. So the roll is related to how I'm securing an advantage.
No, so when you assess the situation, which is what you're doing,
got it.
Envision your action and then roll. So tell me,
it's gotta
how
be.
Yeah,
I think it's wits because we're looking for either some. I think we're either looking for a weak point or trying to line ourselves up so we can make an attack run on probably their engines to disable the ship.
Gotcha.
So I think it's I think it's two things. I think it's one, looking for any kind of weak point or advantage we can exploit. If there isn't one of those, we'll try to line ourselves up to take out the engines.
I love the idea of let's take out their engines and then we can get out of here.
Also, what do the armaments look like again? Is it like a torpedo type situation?
It's not really defined in Starforged, so we can have whatever we want. I don't think we've ever said we've had much more than lasers and maybe a missile or two. But I this is not a warship. You know what I mean? So I think
Got
we
it. Okay.
probably could take out their engines with lasers or with whatever we have, but it's going to be a risk.
Okay. So, but I think we have to make that roll to
Yes.
that other roll
yes.
first. Though,
You
correct?
are right now.
Okay.
We're trying to secure that advantage. So if you want to roll with wits, you will roll with wits +1, and we'll see how you do. Otherwise, you can roll with shadow. You decide not to attack them, and you hide the whole time. You know.
Yeah. So it'll be wits +1.
All right.
Which is a strong hit.
Nice. We're gonna do this thing. Here we go. So, on a strong hit, you are going to take both of these. Your momentum goes up by 2, and your next move has +1.
Okay.
Now remember,
So let me
also
ask-
because of your asset, you can also take another +1 momentum. On a strong hit with a match, take another. Yeah, so basically you get +3 to your momentum.
Damn. So
Yeah.
from 2 to 5.
Nice. And you have a +1 on whatever your next move is. So describe the scene about how you get the advantage on these pirates.
So I think here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that for whatever reason, you know, they maybe we drop power on the engines or whatever to try to reduce our profile.
Yeah.
So that it's harder for them to spot us, and you know we're staying just far enough away that they're not going to be able to get either a line of sight or whatever weird sensor suite they use. I think we I don't know what like the environment is like in terms of asteroids and stuff, but I'm thinking based on what you said where we don't really have any weapons, the way that Nader manages to secure an advantage is he goes out and they grab a meteoroid
Yeah.
with the ship and they tow it out to a high velocity, and they a small enough meteorite that it's going to be hard to spot, and they just fling it straight at that
That's
ship.
awesome. It makes sense too that the ship would have a tractor beam, but not necessarily like strong weapons or something. But that's brilliant. All right, the plan has been set in motion. We accelerate this meteoroid towards the ship. We are going to. Are we entering combat? We kind of are, and I think at least entering combat, you have a +1. We could also face danger if the goal is to kind of like strike them and like move around them. What do you want to do?
I think we're engaging,
Okay,
and hopefully this is going to be if we do this right, it should be 1 and out.
sure. You are entering the fray. When you initiate combat, you are going to roll either with edge, heart, iron, shadow, or wits. If you're rolling with shadow, preparing to act against an unaware foe, which I think you kind of are. Like, I don't think they're necessarily expecting this. So you could theoretically
doing
roll with
the-
shadow.
Yeah, we're doing the sci-fi equivalent of a backstab here.
Nice. Go ahead and roll plus shadow. You are entering the fray. Let's see what tone this sets.
And do we have any advantage, like plus modifiers on that, or
I
is it
don't-
straight shadow?
Oh, yes, you do have a +1 because of your last success.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so shadow +1.
Yeah, that's +4. Oh,
Is
no.
some miss.
With +4 to your roll. That means you rolled a 1 on that action score. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Here we go. On a miss. The
Well,
fight
shit
begins
happens.
with you in a bad spot. The bad spot is it's basically saying that you now no longer have initiative. When you are in a bad spot, you can either react under fire, you can clash. It's kind of also up to the space vampirates as well, because they have the initiative. So what do you think is most likely? You hurl this rock at them. It's a complete miss, so it doesn't even hit them. And it makes them aware of you. Are you going to react under fire, or are you going to clash with them?
I think since that failed, I'm guessing they have us outgunned.
They probably
In like a
do. I'm going to
1-to-1.
guess that they do.
Yeah. So I think then the priority shifts to guerrilla tactics, in which case our attack failed. That means we retreat to a safe distance or try to circumnavigate them.
All right, you're going to try to retreat. Now, here's one thing we did not do. Under progress, I'm going to add the Space Vampirates. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time spelling this. Space Vampirates board the ship. That's the threat. You know, if we fail this. Actually, I have to change it to what we succeed at. So, oh God, hold on. Don't touch anything for a second.
Sorry, I forgot that it changes it for both
That's
of
okay.
us.
We escaped the Space Vampirates. That's the proper progress. All right, so, and then the countdown. See, this is troublesome. Let's make this... I think dangerous is fair. They are certainly dangerous. And we currently have no progress. So they are. So to finish your thought, what are we doing? Are we reacting under fire or are we clashing?
I mean, I think probably what we did is when we were towing the rocket, you know, we knew that we were pretty sure that rock was going to hit within a certain, you know, error bar. By some crazy fluke of statistics, we landed inside of that error bar and we were off by just a little bit.
Right.
So we probably have a good bit of velocity built up, and the plan was probably just to steam right in for the gate, assuming that they were going to get destroyed. So probably what we're doing is we're trying to shift our vector by enough that we miss the gate. Or if we can plow straight through it, that would be cool too. But assuming that there's some kind of obstacle in the way, we want to probably bend our trajectory just enough that we can maintain the velocity that we've built up, but also, you know, get away.
Well, the thing in the way is the Space Vampire ship. It sounds like we're reacting under fire. We're just trying to get past them and towards the gate. In pursuit, fleeing, dodging, getting back into position, or taking cover, you have to roll plus edge. So please roll with edge to see how we react under fire. Hopefully not.
This is dangerous.
Yeah, hopefully not another miss. Oh.
It's a miss.
Here we go. On a miss, the situation worsens. You stay in a bad spot and must pay the price. Roll a d100, please. Things are not looking good.
44.
The environment or terrain introduces a new hazard. The environment or the terrain introduces a new hazard.
There's a meteoroid we didn't see.
Okay.
We were so busy throwing a meteoroid at them, we missed the one that we were barreling right towards.
I like that. I like that. Let's say that the ship has to it has to overcome, well, not overcome destruction, but it's going to take a hit. It's going to withstand damage. We'll say that this is a minor potential damage. If you go under the ship's tab, you are going to reduce the integrity of the ship by 4.
Damn, by 4?
Oh, excuse me, by 1, by 1. Reduce it to 1. Oh, excuse me. Reduce it to 4.
I was like, damn, we are barely hanging on.
And then you are going to, if your companion's health, no, that's not what I want. You're going to roll plus integrity. I don't know how you would do that. So basically, you should just roll on board? What is that? What is on board? Yeah, we're on board.
I have no idea.
Let's just have you roll shadow plus 1 so we know that that's 4.
Right.
You right? And we'll see how you do. That's to see if the ship takes any hit.
It's a weak hit.
All right. On a weak hit, if your vehicle is not battered, you may lose momentum to regain that lost integrity. What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Momentum goes to 4, but the ship's integrity goes back to 5. I assume we dodged that meteoroid.
Maybe it was like a small hull breach or something that was easy to patch.
Okay.
Like maybe it was just like a what they call a micro meteoroid, where it's just like a little bit of a punch.
Sure.
That's easy to patch.
I like that. We are still in the fray. They still have the initiative. We can continue to react under fire. We can clash. Or, when you abandon or are deprived of an objective, when you battle, when you fight a battle and it happens in a blur, or when you seize an objective in a fight, you can take decisive action. It's kind of like we have to do something big here. You can kind of only really do it once.
I think this is a do something big type of moment.
Okay, let's see. Now, it is a progress move. I think the problem is if you're in control on a strong hit, yeah, this is kind of a finishing move, so maybe I'm wrong about being able to do this. We can do battle or clash. They are more in line. When you are in a bad spot and fight, or when you fight a battle and it happens in a blur. So it's kind of like the most decisive action, I guess, is battle.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think at this point we're engaging. I have a strategy. Yeah,
right.
let's do it.
All right. When you fight a battle and it happens in a blur, envision your objective and roll. You can roll with edge, heart, iron, shadow, or wits. So explain to me how you are engaging with these guys and trying to one-up them somehow.
Yeah, we're gonna play chicken with them.
Okay.
I'm gonna have I'm assuming there's a pilot that's actually responsible for driving the ship.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him lay in a hard burn on a direct collision course with the vampirates, and lay in. Also, I'm gonna have him prepare a solution for dodging out of the way at the last possible second. I want to know like what the exact time is that we need, the exact time and the exact burn we need to do to dodge out of the way just in time, and we're going to start barreling straight for them like we're going to hit them.
You're either using heart to lead this person, or you're using tactics to outwit them. So wits or heart?
Can I make a case for shadow? Because we're trying to trick them into thinking we're going kamikaze.
Using trickery to befuddle your foe. Right, so you're trying to trick them into thinking you're going to ram into them.
Yep.
I think that's fair. Roll plus shadow. Hope you roll well. Oh, yeah.
Strong hit.
Oh, yeah. On a strong hit, you achieve your objective unconditionally. You and allies who join the battle may take +2 momentum. So you succeed in, scaring the space vampirates to swerve out of the way. And because that's a hit, we will mark a strong hit. We'll mark some progress. Now, the thing is, did you, on that weak hit before, does that count as progress? That was something else. What did we just roll? We rolled... Oh, that was just to survive something, so never mind.
Yep.
So this is the first progress we've made against these guys. They've swerved, and we're heading straight, but they're very quickly turning around, I would assume. We now have, on a strong hit, we now have the initiative. You can either gain ground, which I believe is one of your assets you can use. You can strike, or try to take decisive action, which you would be attempting to roll and finish this, but you only have 2 progress.
Can we... Okay, here's what I'm thinking. So when we made that maneuver, and we charged them like that, they dodged out of the way. That probably meant that they had to go on a vector that is carrying them away from the Stargate and getting them out of our way, so that we might be actually clear to proceed through that gate.
Sure, I would assume at this point you are, like, heading in the direction of the Stargate.
Yeah.
The ship is behind you, like, slowly turning. If you're trying to get out of this fight, the only option that you have is to take decisive action to end this fight, but you have to roll 2d10 against the 2 progress you've made against this foe. So you still have to think of how to get, for more progress closer to the gate, for instance.
So here's what I'm thinking we're gonna do. So now that the ultimate plan is to maneuver to start making that burn through the gate. But in the meantime, maybe like as we're starting to swivel around, I'm gonna have the pilot make it look like we're coming around to attack them, when in reality we're doing like a convoluted burn that's ultimately going to put us on a path to get through the gate. But while we're doing that, I'm gonna have them just start laying down random streaks of fire that they're going to prevent the enemy ship from getting into a firing position on us.
All right. When you are in control and take action in a fight to reinforce your position or move towards an objective, you are trying to gain ground. Now, remember that the gain ground, there's something that you can do in gain ground under your character. Let's see. I think it's under devotant. No, that's hearten. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. When you worship, when you secure an advantage or gain ground by calling on guidance, you can roll the linked stat and you gain +1.
Okay, so that would be shadow +1.
Rolling shadow +1. But what does this look like? Paint the picture of praying to the space whales to make this work.
I think what it is it's less that he's praying and more telling the pilot that God is talking to him and feeding him instructions on what to do. So he's like start like flipping around the ship so it looks like we're turning in like a sporadic direction, or like maybe we're damaged or something.
Okay.
And then I convince him to start laying down fire in these random points that to him doesn't look like it's going anywhere near towards the enemy ship. The actual objective is just to keep the enemy from turning around.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's what we're doing.
You are rolling with shadow. +1, did I say? I don't.
Yes.
Did I say what? Why do you have that?
It's linked stats +1 because of that asset.
That's
when
right.
You, yeah.
That's right. Go for it.
Weak hit.
Okay, that's better than a miss. On a weak hit, or on any hit at all, you can choose one. You either mark progress, take 2 momentum, or add +1 to your next move. That is not a progress move. So we can mark progress on this goal of getting away from these guys, or increase our momentum, or +1 on the next move.
I think we're gonna increase our progress.
All right, we are going to go another 2 points up. We are that much closer to the ship. You're spinning around and shooting sporadically, and it's confusing the pirates. It seems to be working. We still have the initiative, I believe. What do you want to do next?
Let's see. We still want to try. We need to edge this out a little bit. 4 out of 10 is still pretty bad odds. Do we have, now that they're confused and they're avoiding turning like that? Maybe now we open up. They're probably in somewhat of a vulnerable position now, so maybe we start taking a couple pot shots at them.
You're going to try to
maybe
strike at them.
Fire our primary weapon.
All right. Now, when you attack at a distance, which I'll say that you probably are, you have to roll edge. Not your best stat, but let's see what the options are. Otherwise, you try to outsmart them somehow. You can also, you can continue to try to gain ground. You could...
Do we have so what kind of propulsion does this ship use?
Oh, why hell if I know, Aaron? I mean, it's it's sci-fi propulsion.
Is it like because if it's some kind of fusion powered propulsion, we're gonna have a drive plume that's really hot. So I think we've kind of established. Well, we said that they're at a distance. But maybe now that they are confused, I think the strategy is, I'm assuming it's some kind of fusion powered propulsion system. So I think we try the cutter drive. It's like a jet trail, but it's hot plasma.
Okay, so
I'm thinking we try to lay down we further complicate their navigation problems by laying down just this huge, hot, heavy streak of plasma, burn the engines as hard as we can to put up a wall that they're going to have trouble getting around.
Are you striking? Are you gaining ground? Are you securing an advantage? What does it feel?
I think this technically would be securing an advantage because all we're doing is making it harder for them to attack us, really.
Absolutely. Let's go to secure that advantage. You can roll edge, heart, iron, shadow, or wits. If you roll with shadow, you are rolling deception, stealth, or trickery.
I think this is kind of just. It's not so much trickery as just putting up an obstacle.
Yeah, you're kind of laying a bit of a trap.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so I guess it would be shadow. I mean, yeah. My only concern with that is it's not really a trick. It's a hard obstacle that they physically cannot go through.
Right. Expertise, focus, or observation, you'd be rolling with wits.
I think it's more of a wits roll.
All right. Remember your assets. I think there's something you get here. So there's securing an advantage by studying. You've kind of already used that. securing an advantage, calling out to your god. So you could use that again if you wanted to.
Space whale, take the wheel.
Go ahead and secure an advantage +1 using shadow, I believe.
Yeah, it does say that because of the link staff there. Okay. Cool. Miss.
Oh no! Oh, no.
That's the second one of those.
We were securing an advantage. On a miss, you fail or your assumptions betray you. Pay the price. Roll a d100. Let's pay that price. Oh boy. Hey boy.
Four.
Oh. An individual or community you care about is exposed to danger.
Oh, you know what it probably is? It's either because... So one of two things probably happened. We're whipping around so hard
Right.
that the G-force is just too much for some people, and they're starting to run into the associated problems, which I think is stuff like asphyxiation,
Sure.
internal hemorrhaging,
Yeah.
strokes.
Yeah.
So it's either that, or in laying down that drive plume, we kicked the engine on so hot or something that it harmed some people down in engineering.
All right.
Or maybe we broke the magnetic containment on the engine or something, and somebody is and people are now exposed to radiation or something.
All right. I think Nader would endure stress over this, as he's trying to get him out of here, but he's also causing a lot of trouble over it. When you endure stress, we'll say this is a more serious stress. You're going to reduce your spirit by 2, so from 5 to 3.
Damn.
I mean, you're killing your own Iron Lantern,
Yeah.
And now you're going to roll spirit because I think it's still higher than heart.
Miss.
Oh no. On a miss, it's worse than you thought. Suffer an additional -1 to your spirit, or lose -2 momentum.
We're gonna take the momentum drop.
All right. Reduce the momentum. Things are not looking good. Nader is getting word from deeper in the ship that things are breaking apart, and people are dying. What are we doing? We only have 4 out of 10 progress, but that space vampire ship is getting closer. They also have the initiative, by the way.
Okay.
So
Which means that
they are going to do something first. Let's see. They are probably just going to try to attack you. Let me find my combat moves. There we go. You are going to... I think you're just going to clash. When you are in a bad spot and fight back against a foe at close quarters or at a distance. At this point, we'll say that you have enough distance between them that you're going to roll edge to see how you do against them.
Okay.
All right, roll plus edge.
Oh, I got a bad... It's a miss.
It is a miss? Oh, boy.
It's a miss.
On a miss, your foe dominates this exchange. You stay in a bad spot and must pay the price. Roll another D100. We might get boarded, folks.
Shit. 47.
47. Let me pull up the price. 47. A new enemy is revealed. A new enemy is revealed. What do you think that new enemy is?
No. What if something worse comes out of the gate?
What would be worse?
Worse than space pirates? Let me see. Space sharks. The worst, the space whale's greatest enemy, the space sharks.
Remember also that there is like a whole world, there's a whole universe that we've literally built of like potential organizations such as the Jungle, which would certainly not be fun to run across.
The space sharks are in the employ of the Jungle.
Yeah, maybe they're like the hitmen of the Jungle, and they're here to check out what's happening. So some sentient space sharks come out of the Stargate. Is that what it is?
Yes, Amanda wanted a black hole. I don't see any neutron stars, so that's not happening.
Yeah, unless the Stargate itself becomes a neutron star, but... Alright, so things are complicated. There are now the sharks coming out of the gate, that even if we get past these vampirates, now we gotta deal with the sharks. Maybe sharks is like... Maybe the ships look like sharks, but they're not like literal sharks?
Sure, okay, sure. Sure, fine, tone it down, okay.
I'm thinking
yeah,
Spelljammer, you know, like the
or maybe-
Spelljammer ships look like
Maybe
creatures.
it's just like a... Maybe that's what the kind of ship is called.
The shark,
Like
yeah.
like it's a shark class battleship.
Shark class, it's like a
Or
hunter,
something.
you know, a hunter assassin ship.
Yeah, it's like some kind of a light attack frigate or
I
something.
like that. Okay, great. So that's coming through the gate. We know that that's trouble. We've got trouble behind us and in front of us. What's the move? What are we doing? We still technically don't have the initiative, but I'd like to hear where Nader's mind is at here.
I think that this might actually be a boon, potentially.
Okay.
Because now, if we can get our enemies fighting each other and ignoring us, that's a good thing. So I think now that this has happened, the strategy is to outmaneuver the vampirate ship and try to present them as a bigger target. They're more heavily armed, so they're definitely going to read as a bigger threat.
Yeah.
So I think it's just trying to impose the vampirates between us and the jungle ship.
Okay, because we're in a bad spot, the only thing we can really do that complements this is to react under fire. You can roll with Shadow, moving into hiding or creating a distraction, which is kind of what you're doing.
We're kind of moving into hiding.
Yeah. Roll plus Shadow, and let's pray to the whale gods that you roll better than a miss.
Statistically, I have to get better than a miss. No, it's a miss. Edge case.
Never bring statistics to a Starforged battle. Now,
I
here's...
shouldn't have said have to. I should have said likely to. That was my
here's the
mistake.
thing, okay? We have a countdown here under this challenge. We're at 3 misses out of 4. If you get a 4th miss, we're going to get boarded by these space vampirates, or the sharks are going to get us or something. You have 4 progress on escaping this combat. First, let's read what is going on here. So you, on a miss, the situation's going to worsen. Roll a d100 and we will pay the price, and then we'll decide what we want to do. Because I think we might have to run if you want to survive.
11.
And 11, you face a tough choice. Isn't that amazing? The dice are complementing the situation. We face a tough choice. Do we continue dealing with this crazy situation? Do we flee? What do we do?
So I think faced with the continually escalating situation and the fact that things are getting worse and worse, Nader has to weigh his options and realize that they're boned. So I think probably we're less afraid of the jungle ship than we are of the vampirates. So Nader is going to put in an order that says cut the engines and the weapons, and then he's going to open up a comm channel to the jungle ship and say unconditional surrender.
Interesting. So, we are this should help us, obviously, right? Like this shark class ship should be able to help us in this combat. What are we doing? We are... When you abandon or are deprived of an objective, you face defeat, but that's not really what we're doing. We're taking decisive action. I think we're taking decisive action. We're ending this and you know, hoping that it ends well for us. So, you need to roll 2d10 and hope that at least one of them is less than 4.
Okay, here we go. Come on, dice.
It'd be amazing if we get... Okay, a 5
and a 7.
That means it's a miss.
Great.
All right, on a miss, you are defeated or your objective is lost. Pay the price. Roll a d100 for me, please.
$62.
62. Your equipment or vehicle malfunctions. I think we could maybe interpret this as, you give an unconditional surrender, but the Shark-class ship, like, EMPs your ship anyway. You know what I mean? Just to make sure you can't get away. Or that this
Ooh,
isn't a trick.
if they fight, so if it's an EMP, a spaceship is going to be shielded against that sort of thing.
Semantics, Aaron, you know what I'm trying to get at.
But yeah, they disable the ship somehow.
Okay,
sure.
They disable the ship, and they do take care of the pirates, right? They scare them off.
I'm sure. Yeah.
All right. So
but that's okay, because that's what we were trying to do at that point anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were picking the lesser evil.
Exactly. But now we have a problem where the Shark-class ship that belongs to the jungle is now ready to board us and kind of interact with the jungle for the first time.
How big do we think that ship is? Like, what do we think its crew complement is?
It's probably not particularly big, but it is probably well armed.
Probably. I'm thinking in terms of boarding actions, though. We're probably a crew of like 20?
Maybe. And there's like 40-something of us. Actually, there's maybe like 39 of us now.
Okay, we're Trojan horsing this.
What does that mean?
False surrender.
Okay.
So we're telling them we surrender, and we're setting up the airlock so that they can get in. What we're really doing is laying traps, and we're getting ready to have a screaming gun battle with these people. And then we're going to try to commandeer their ship.
Now, if I don't have you roll, I don't know if the next player will follow through with this brilliant plan of yours. So I think we need to do one final roll to kind of set the tone for this. This reminds me of the beginning opening scene in A New Hope, where all the rebels are getting ready by the airlock, and then the airlock blows open as these shark warriors.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we're just letting them in.
True.
And they're gonna get it. Like, do you know that? It's like, it's a classic combat tactic. You set the enemy up for battle, make them think there's going to be something there. They arrive at the battlefield and there's no one there. Next thing they know, they're getting shot in the back.
True. All right. So we are going to try to either secure an advantage or face danger. When you attempt something risky, you are facing danger. When you assess the situation, you secure an advantage. It feels more like just facing danger.
I could see how you would call it securing an advantage, but it's definitely facing danger.
Yeah, exactly. So, are we doing this with Edge, Heart, Iron Shadow, or Wits?
I think this is really Shadow, though, because we are trying to trick them into thinking that we're surrendering, we're unarmed.
The old false sense of security.
Yeah.
Roll plus Shadow. I don't think you have any advantage under face danger. But the results will be somebody else's problem next week. Let's see how you do.
Thank you. Well, it's
a miss. What a way to end the session, on a miss.
So I think I got the feeling that this character isn't going to last too long.
Well, we know that this boarding is not going to go as they have planned. But what is going to happen, we'll let the next person find out. Speaking of next people, why don't you decide? We can say Amanda, who's currently watching, I believe, is one.
I see Amanda screaming at me in the chat, so as vengeance, I'm going to make her go next.
All right, not even rolling the dice, just deciding.
Amanda will clean up my mess.
Next week, the space god Wales willing, we will have Amanda next week to clean up this mess that you've made. Wonderful, wonderful game, Aaron.
That the dice made.
That's fair.
Dice made this problem.
Remember that, Amanda, as you're yelling in chat. Aaron, thanks so much for joining me today.
Yeah, man, for sure.
It was a good time. Guys, thank you for watching us. Thank you for supporting us. If you don't know already, we do have a Patreon. You could be cool like our friend Mirrored Onk and subscribe to us on Twitch. Those are both great ways of supporting us. This coming week, I believe we have Allegra is going to be on Heroes You Should Know tomorrow.
Yep.
And on Friday we might do something, but Saturday, for sure, there will be another session of Orpheus, episode 2. Are you excited for that next episode? Aaron?
I'm very excited. My recap is written and rehearsed. I am 100% prepared for this.
That's sarcasm coming from Aaron, by the way. No one could tell. Well, guys, thank you again. Thanks, Aaron. We will see you next time. Have a great night. Love ya. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.